Hi everyone. So I'm back. I want to talk to you about how to make the best use out of a very busy schedule. Or that comes up often when it comes to personal development work or trying to meet goals is this phenomena of being really busy. And I get it because I'm also very busy. I have a child, I have a full-time job, I have a business, I have a husband, I've got life. We all have a lot of things going on. That's just kind of the name of the game, especially for us millennials. And so the thing is, how do we make the best of our very busy schedules? A busy schedule is not really a good excuse for not being able to meet your goals. Instead, we really just have to look at your schedule and figure out, well, how do we make the best of the schedule and how can we work with it instead of it working against us? You really need to really just sit down and figure out, what are you doing with your time? And so what you might find, if you've never really taken inventory of your time before, is that there are pockets of time during which maybe you might be watching TV or just sitting down or scrolling on Instagram or Twitter or whatever your social media of choice is. Those things are great because I like to do all those things too, but sometimes we notice that we are doing some of those things in excess and we really can cut back on some of those things. So I want you to take inventory of your time. The second thing I think you really need to do is decide, okay, these are the things that I'm doing with my time, what can stay and what has to go. So if you notice that you are watching TV 4 to 5 hours of the day, it might need to cut back a little bit. Or if you notice that you're on Instagram for 4 or 5 hours of your day, you might have to cut it back a little bit. And this is not me saying that we need to totally get rid of these things, because there's a lot of great shows on Netflix. And I like to see a lot of people on Instagram. But it doesn't mean that we need to be taking so much time doing these things. Decide, what are the things in my day that should stay and what are the things that I need to let go or I need to cut back on. If you're having trouble deciding what are the things that you might need to cut back on, really ask yourself, what are my goals right now? What are my priorities right now? And do these things fall in line with my priorities? So if you are hoping to go back to school, are the things that you're doing falling in line with those priorities and helping you get there? Or if you are hoping to become more physically active, are the things that you're doing in your day falling in line with those priorities? And again, we could say this for a number of goals or a number of things that you're trying to do. So really decide, with the things that I'm doing in my day, do they need to stay or do they need to go? The last thing that I think you should do is really decide, what are the things that you need to be putting into your day that you're hoping to make time for? So ideally, after you've taken inventory of your time and after you have made some decisions about what can stay and what can go, you should realize that you've got some time now that you freed up your schedule. It might be reading a little bit more, or it might be writing a little bit more, or it might be going to the gym a little bit more, or it might be spending time with your loved ones a little bit more. Use that time that you freed up because you realize it's not aligned with your priorities, and put in the things that are in line with your priorities. I think that's how we can make the best use of a very busy schedule.